YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be talking about how to unlock gold, platinum and polyatomic on both the riot shield and the knife in Modern Warfare 2. I myself unlocked polyatomic this weekend and it took me around about 3 games on Shoot House. Super easy compared to a lot of the challenges that we've had in past Call of Duty titles where things have been considerably more difficult. But ultimately this wasn't a hard challenge to complete whatsoever, and I think some of the kit that I was running really helped to speed things up here. So I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you can hopefully work through these challenges as fast as possible. The gold and the platinum challenges on both the riot shield and the knife are identical. To unlock gold, you have to get 2 kills without dying 10 times, and to unlock platinum, you have to get 2 kills within 10 seconds of each other. It's important to note that those 2 kills within 10 seconds of each other have to come in the same life, otherwise they won't count. So you can't kill one person, die, and then quickly run and kill someone on spawn and still expect that to count for your double. Polyatomic on the riot shield is a little different. You have to get 10 kills on enemies from behind, whereas on the knife it's a little more where you have to get 20 kills from behind. Now when I think back to the challenges we've had on past Call of Duty titles for the riot shield and the knife, I know that they've been considerably harder than the ones that we have here. On Vanguard, I can think back to having to get kills with riot shields while enemies were stunned, which didn't track properly for a good while. And on the knife in Modern Warfare 19, I think you needed bloodthirsties, which is a 5 kill streak to get gold on the way as well. So again, much harder than 2 kill streaks here. That said, at all levels, honestly, this challenge was a breeze, and the difficult thing was actually ranking the weapons up in the first place so that you could actually unlock the camo challenges and start working towards these mastery camos. Looking back, I know that the loadout that I jumped in with was a big help in terms of how quickly I could get these challenges done, and I wanted to share that with you guys so that you could hopefully take those tips yourself and breeze through the challenge. The first thing I'd suggest when grinding for these camos is to work on these challenges at the same time. The riot shield affords you cover that the knife doesn't when you can't protect yourself at range, and the knife gives you a speed advantage that other players in the game don't have, so you can catch up to people and attack them quietly and quickly while they're running away from you. The second thing I'd say is if you get the opportunity to run up on someone who's unsuspecting of you and you know that you're guaranteed this kill because they aren't aware of you in the area, be choice about the weapon that you attack them with. If you're working on your riot shield and you're struggling more, then pull that out quickly and make sure that you get the kill with that. Take a second to think about what you're doing, what you need towards your challenge, where you've been struggling, and if you can take advantage of that moment. Don't just panic and lunge straight with your knife and get the kill there. The third tip that I give you is to try completing this challenge on Shoot House. Ultimately, these weapons are hard to get kills with. They are difficult. That's why the challenge is there. Neither of them offers you a great deal of cover. The riot shield, of course, blocks bullets from in front of you, but even when it's on your back, you can get shot in the legs. And anytime that you're moving towards enemies, they can take advantage of shooting your shoulder or your feet. With the knife, of course, you have absolutely no cover and you can't kill anybody who's out of your lunging distance, so it is a tough weapon to get kills with. So this isn't an easy challenge to complete. That said, you want to be reducing the amount of travel that you have to do with these weapons overall, and that is why Shoot House right now is the absolute best map to try and complete these challenges on, and Shipment will quickly become that as well when it drops on December 14th, as it is even smaller and going to be jam-packed with players who are running around trying to do their own challenges, who don't get the opportunity to think about who's coming around the corner next. Next up is what game modes to be playing. Again, here I think you have some flexibility, but what I would suggest is that you're playing those objective-based game modes rather than team deathmatch or kill confirmed, where people tend to value their life a little bit more. I suggested this in my launcher's polyatomic guide, but one of the things to bear in mind when you're playing an objective-based mode is that once you get a kill, you're able to look at where you are versus where the objective is, have a prediction, an idea of where people are spawning versus that. They shouldn't be spawning super close to the objective. They should be coming from a little further away, and that allows you to predict where your next kill is going to come from and act accordingly. On team deathmatch and kill confirmed, the kills are really the only objective there, so people are making sure to play their life, value each and every death that they take for the team, and they're less likely to be pushing forward and moving towards an objective on the map. I personally found lots of joy with hardpoint and domination. Domination was particularly good on Shoot House because you often find people camping at the back of the lanes looking to get those long shots from A to C. When people are doing that, you're able to pop around the corner, use a dead silence and sneak up behind both, get your kills from behind, get 2 kills at once, or even get 1 kill and run off to the next side of the spawn where you're waiting for people to come and push you out of a little bit of frustration that you've just managed to get them out of surprise before. Next, I'm going to talk about your loadout. I think this is something that's pretty consistent as to what you want to use across any of the mastery challenges, but for me, this is the one that I found the most success with and what I'd recommend you start with before changing things up a little in the perks and seeing if you perform any better if you start to struggle. As I've suggested before, I run the riot shield and the knife at the same time. I then run a stun and a drill charge as my equipment, and then for my perk package I have extra tactical, so I'm carrying 2 stuns, double time so I move quickly, fast hands so that I can swap very quickly between my riot shield and my knife. Important if you make a last second decision as to which weapon to use to get a kill, or if you need to pull out the riot shield to get cover for you. And finally Ghost. This paired with dead silence as my field upgrade has been fantastic at allowing me to sneak up on people, especially on Shoot House, where they're using those long shot spots to get kills and easily pick them off. What I will say when it comes to the perks is that with perk 2 particularly, it really depends what kind of game you're in as to whether or not you swap out fast hands. For me, I was using both weapons at the same time, so I knew that I wanted to be able to go between the 2 quickly, and I was generally leaving any lobbies that we were starting to get really badly beaten in. If there was more than one VTOL called in or something like that, I was hopping out pretty quickly and loading into the next game just because it's so much easier than equipping cold-blooded, losing that speed that fast hands gives me just to protect protect myself from kill streaks when I'm already facing the odds anyway when I'm trying to chase around players who are pitched up with guns ready to shoot me while I'm running at them, and then you've got kill streaks in the sky shooting you too. If you're willing to stick out those kill streaks, then maybe cold-blooded is worth throwing on. Otherwise, it's also worth considering resupply, which allows your stuns to regen. I myself personally didn't use resupply because I was finding that I was dying just as quickly as I was getting kills, even if I was able to get a couple in quick succession. That said, I didn't actually get time for my stuns to resupply, so I found it to lose its value a little bit compared to fast hands, which is online instantly as soon as you unlock the perk. In perk 3 as well, you could switch up Ghost for Quick Fix. Quick Fix allows your health regeneration to kick in immediately after you get a kill, so when you're going for those double kills, this can be super useful because it gives you that health kick straight away rather than running at people when you're 1 HP and it really only takes 1 bullet to kill you in what is a very short TTK anyway. Again, Bird's Eye is another very useful perk 3 perk here, especially if you can get it quickly. Whenever UAV pings, you see the direction that enemies are facing, so you're really going to know if you're able to run up on these enemies and take them by surprise, get kills from behind if you're working on Polyatomic. But what I will say is that if you don't have a dead silence popped and you start running up on people, regardless of whether they're going to be looking away from you or at you, they're going to hear you coming unless they're not running a headset, which, let's face it, in a lot of the lobbies that a lot of us get into is very rare. That's why I personally prefer running Ghost or Quick Fix. Overclock as well would boost the speed that you get dead silence with, so I can see the benefits there. For me, always valued Quick Fix or Ghost over those, but they are options too. Finally, what I want to talk about is your playstyle, especially when you're playing on shootouts. For me, when I was running out of spawn, when I was working on these objective-based game modes, I knew that people were going to push straight up the left and right sides of the maps, so as soon as I was getting out of that initial spawn point, I was throwing a flash, a smoke, a stun, whatever it may be, over containers into lanes so that it was hitting people early, and I had the chance to run at them from the side with my knife and get kills. People quickly wise up to this though, so it's important not to bet all of your kills on that strategy. And generally as the map goes on, what I'd say to do is try and provoke people with your riot shield. If you can bait them out into pushing you, then you can generally find yourself an easy kill. Use corners to your advantage. If you're able to hold your riot shield up in a lane and then pop back around the corner, people are going to rush up to you. You're going to be able to swap your knife out, pull your riot shield out, run straight around the corner and get a kill on them. If you're looking for kills from behind, couple this by throwing a stun into the lane before you move, and then again when they're stunned, use that opportunity to run behind them, get the kill, throw another stun down lane, and see if you can pick up the second that you need in quick succession. Of course, these tips aren't only useful on shootouts, you can use them everywhere. I only recommend shootouts and shipment as of December 14th. You're going to be able to get in the most engagements at the highest frequency. It's going to help you get these kills much faster, trust me. You can see some of the kills I got in the footage of this video were actually on like Santa Cena, and although I strung a few together, which was actually really funny, it was super frustrating to get to that point, and I really only stuck that map out because I was playing with one of my friends. That said, again, you can see that I'm working to get into close quarters, into buildings. I'm using corners, doors to my advantage, baiting people in and taking advantage of the fact that they don't have the space to run away from my riot shield. They don't have the space to jump behind me and get kills on me, and I'm really putting those tips from shootouts into practice just on a different map. I hope you guys find this video useful. If there is anything that you've picked up here, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I've been working on Orion in the background and I think I've got around about 15 guns to go. I'm hoping to get that unlocked and the video posted tomorrow, but for now I appreciate you guys checking out the video and I'll see you in the next one.